Alright my friends, do you remember that I told you that I'm gonna make a video about the boat thruster? That's it. I have a boat thruster by Craftsman. Yeah, that's the brand, Craftsman. The model name is 35KGF and it's a 12 volt system. It's 2.4 kilowatts or 3.3 horsepower. So it is a really small one. The benefit of having that small one here on the boat is simply I don't need the big tunnel. The diameter is only 110 millimeters, which don't give you so much drag. I've seen here in the marine such a big tunnels. I can place my head inside. Small boat, big tunnel. And why? This is my boat and I've been refitting it for about 1 year, including so many things. Boat thruster installation from scratch, installing modify the hatches, doing all electrical wiring, modified steering pedestal, completely rebuilding all galley area from scratch with a nice finish oak, including installing new refrigerator, new oven, new drawer fronts, lot of painting, and of course I had a chance to sail a bit. So there's so much to go, so stay here and let's build together. Okay, I can see only the reason to get more power, to go against the wind. So I had the situation when I go against the wind, and yes, it wasn't enough the power to go against the wind. Though it was a pretty strong wind in that situation which I had, and yes, I didn't have enough power to go against the wind. However, I mean, the purpose, ask yourself why you need it. To park in marine, most of the cases to park boat. And when you go in the marine, you use your steering and you just need a little bit adjustments so you can go in between some boats or something. And the small tunnel, the small engine will give you that. And it will steer the boat just a little bit where you need. Imagine if you don't have a boat thruster and you still go in marine, you will manage anyway. So this will just give you a little bit of confidence to do that. And to having like a big hull in your boat, I'm not really looking forward to have a big hull in my boat. Yes, if I do have a big boat, I would consider to place a bigger engine and also the bigger tunnel. But since I have only 35.5 feet long boat, I don't need a big tunnel or big diameter or something. So it's working fine with me. Basically, you need a breaker, like a switch that you can turn on and off. That has to be separate, and then you have to have a fuse, and the fuse for my particular engine is 250 amps. The engine itself doesn't take so much place. However, it is located here in the front, so I thought in the beginning I probably could go in the front, really front, but then it would be a bit too high, almost above the water line, so no way. So I decided to go here. If you have your Hellberg Rassy Rasmums, then you probably know what I'm talking about right now. Having in this side of the wall, I think the best way, and that's what I figured out by myself, not watching any other videos. It doesn't take so much space, and I managed to use that space for my batteries. How I was installing it. First of all, I find where I want it. I find the straight pipe. I drill the first hole, measuring from my sensor that measures the depth. So that was my point where I measure up. So I took measurements from there outside and took measurements from inside, and then I basically drill a hole from inside. when I was done with that, I see the hole from outside as well. I decide if that's a good location. Well, I decided before, but then I see where the hole is actually going out. Even though I measure everything, and it was quite the same location where I measured, so it was fine. So then I took my straight pipe, put it right in that one hole which I made, and then I slide in until it's go against the second wall where I need to drill a hole as well. And then how can I know when it's straight, right? So I need to know where it's straight. So I took the water level and level it out, the pipe that I have, the part that is outside. So I level it out, and then I went inside and draw a line around. So then I know it's straight. So I draw a line and then drill a hole in the other side. And then I push that pipe through the other hole in the other side. So then the pipe was through my boat, going through both holes and going through my boat. Then I measure again if it's straight or not. And it wasn't perfectly straight. So I did a little bit adjustments, taking away a material and making that pipe straight. When I was done with that, I took the diameter of the pipe, which is 110, divide on half, and then I made a pencil and turn around the pipe while I was making a mark with my pencil. So in the beginning it looks really weird, because the hole is so huge and it's not straight. It doesn't look straight when you do that. It looks like it's crooked. And I thought, is it really like that? But I thought like, no, it should be. So I start cutting out. I cut out the piece, and then I realized how good how well the boat was built. It was a heavy piece that I took out. It's only 110 millimeters, but it was so heavy. I took the pipe that I'm going to install, I placed it in, and it was, with small adjustments, it was fitting really well. After that, I cut the angle that I need for the pipe, and then I start to prepare for the glass fibering. Glass fibering from both sides, many layers. I believe from inside I placed 7 layers of 450, and then I did quite similar from outside. Let's get back a little bit about the performance. I am really happy and satisfied with my bow thruster in front. However, if I have a second chance to do the bow thruster, I probably would go with a back one, to install one in a back, because the reason for that is that when I go backwards with this boat, it's almost impossible to steer with that boat. And if the wind is blowing from the side, when you go out from marine, it's just immediately the boat just wants to go against the other boats. And to get that back where you want, I think that's the bigger benefit than in the front. When the boat is moving forward, you can steer the front. When you go backwards, propeller in the back, you can steer the back, and then eventually the front will be a little bit easier, because someone can be in the front pushing away from the other boats, and you steering the back where you want it, and then it's way much easier. Unfortunately, I think it's not possible for this boat. I will see when now my engine is out from the engine place, by the way. So I don't have any engine anymore in my engine place, or however you call it. So I will check if that's possible even. If that's possible, I will consider to place the propeller in the back. Well, then I have in the front and the back. Yes, I have a huge drag now if I have a propeller in the back. But I really prefer to have a propeller in the back as well. Then I can so easily park the boat. However, I don't have any problems to park the boat anyway. If I don't have any propeller, I still can park the boat. It's just a little bit more convenient to have something like that on the boat. I also choose to go with a control that has this joystick. I think it's really convenient to have it, and it's easy to move back and forth with it, and it's also a good location. It doesn't take so much space, and it doesn't bother anybody. And also, if I had the option to place next to the steering wheel, yes, I would do that, but in my case it's a bit tricky to get it there, and I have a compass, so I'm a little bit worried that it's gonna mess around with the compass and everything. So in the beginning I thought like it might be a little bit tricky to get there and steer, but eventually I get along with that really well, and I thought good spot for the controller. I'm just sharing my experience and my thoughts, that's it. What else? I mean, if you have something that I didn't cover up, please leave me the comment below. I will try to answer to that, and see you in a while in my videos. I hope you enjoy this one, and you know, and don't forget, if you are a new one, subscribe. I have plenty of things to do with the boat, and you can learn along with me. So if you're new, subscribe. If you like it, just thumbs up, and see you in the next one. Bye.